And this time we're gonna play You Don't Know Jack, the classic one that started it all. I sound like a sports commentator. I don't know why, really. So we're gonna play like maybe 1 or 2 episodes of this. And yeah. I suck at trivia, so this is gonna be fun.
Start of game activation is live.
You don't need to...
We're good to go.
Like, okay, so I'm just gonna...
We found your pants.
Well, hello.
I don't care. Let's see what name the game gives me.
This is You Don't Know Jack 2015. I'm your host, Cookie Masterson. And hey, wipe that smile off your face. This is serious. Okay, just kidding. There will be farts and stuff. Well, even if you don't care, I do. I do. Because you display the traits of both an ass and a butt. And our wrong answer of the game is brought to you by...
the San Francisco Otter Choir. Free concerts every Wednesday, except for mating season.
If you happen to find our sponsor's wrong answer of the game, you'll be rewarded with big prizes and cash. So let's make this happen.
Get ready, time for question.
This is mine, and
To
probably
begin
my
with,
mom's.
Bootyful.
One of our favorite games.
Let's analyze one of Kim Kardashian's body parts. About what percentage of Kim Kardashian's brain is just made up of water? 10%, 40%, 80%, or 100%?
Oh, I actually know this one.
Kim Kardashian's brain, and everybody else's brain for that matter, is made up of about 80% water. But that other 20% is just so round and firm, I can't stop thinking about it.
Oh, mama gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. Say it so.
Open wide for his acting is alright. So, you know how they called Matthew McConaughey's resurgence as an actor his McConaissance? Well, if Matthew McConaughey is currently experiencing a McConaissance, then what period of his life just ended? The McCona Dark Ages, the McCona Industrial Age, the McCona Middle Ages, or the McCona Enlightenment Age?
You can say this one.
The Renaissance first occurred in
Yeah.
Italy in the late 14th century, immediately following the Middle Ages. So the McConaissance would follow the McCona Middle Ages. Which is funny because most Renaissance sculptures also need to put on a damn shirt.
Dance with me, disco free.
Coming up, brought to you by the letter Unibrow.
It's the put the choices into order, then buzz in and see if you are right. Question.
And if you get this one right, I'll rustle up some extra moolah for you. Arrange these Sesame Street characters in order of fewest to most eyebrows. Bert, Ernie, the Count. Ernie, Bert, the Count. Bert, Ernie, the Count. The Count, Bert, Ernie, or Ernie, the Count, Bert. Ernie has no eyebrows at all, Bert has one long single eyebrow, and the Count has two eyebrows!
I thought Ernie had eyebrows, but I kind of just guessed, honestly.
That just earned you an extra $1,000. And yet, none of them have ever blinked. Pucker up for Duck, Duck, Swan. Say the cast of Duck Dynasty attends a performance of Swan Lake and thinks there are real waterfowl on stage. In their confusion, which character would they most likely shoot? Siegfried, Benno, Von Rothbart, or Odette? Odette is a princess who has been turned into a swan, so the Duck Dynasty crew would probably fill her full of lead. Especially if they find out she once fooled around with a lady swan in college. This one's called The Man in the Backwards Yellow Hat, and it's a dis or dat. I'm going to read off 7 things, and for each one you tell me if it's an alleged antic by pop star Justin Bieber, or An antic by the classic children's book character Curious George. If it's Justin Bieber, press the square button. If it's Curious George, press the circle button. We good? Here we go. Peed in a mop bucket. Broke his leg falling from a... Arrested for falsely reporting... At the house. Got high on ether. Fed a bugle to an Oscar. Went to a Brazilian I always believed in you. I think we can all agree that it's time for that little bastard to get deported. And then it's your turn, Bieber. We've finished round 1, and surprisingly, you're doing pretty well. Keep in mind, all the prizes are doubled in round 2. And don't forget, the wrong answer of the game is still there for the taking. Okay, here it comes. Next up, Dumber and Dumberer 2. So there's Dumb and Dumber, and then there was Dumb and Dumberer, and then Dumb and Dumber 2. Makes perfect sense. Now, going back a few decades, there was The Odd Couple and The Odd Couple 2. So, if another remake of The Odd Couple used the superlative adjective, it would be called The Blank Couple. Odd, odder, oddest, or odderest. Where's that confounded right answer?
I
Odd
found
is the
thing of
adjective,
the day.
odder is the comparative adjective, and oddest is the
Otter,
superlative
that's
adjective.
Because the
But of
otter...
course, everyone who made the original Odd
the otter
Couple
choir.
movies is dead,
That's funny.
which means it's the perfect time for Rob Schneider to swoop in and revitalize the franchise. No, but speaking of otter, get it? You just won the greatest hits of the San Francisco Otter Choir.
I will
Hailed
probably
as
listen
one
to
of the
that.
top 3 otter
Definitely.
choirs in the world, the San Francisco Otter Choir will astound you with their covers of Little Red Corvette and The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. This wrong answer of the game is worth $8,000 for you. Nice job.
Fitzgerald.
Question 7. Get up and shake your monkey bang.
How about let it go, let it go, let it go?
Jeez, I'm yawning so much. I'm so
At
tired.
which temperature would Olaf from the movie Frozen melt and die? 30 degrees Kelvin, 30 degrees Fahrenheit, 30 degrees Celsius, or 30 degrees Rankine? 30 degrees is below freezing in Fahrenheit and insanely below freezing in Kelvin and Rankine. But it's pretty balmy in Celsius, about the equivalent of 86 degrees Fahrenheit. And I know, blah, 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 he can magically be saved, but I'm talking about what would happen in the real world to a talking snowman.
Follow me down to the sea.
Let's try Kangaroo, Peanut, Albert Einstein, or Uranus.
Ooh.
Kangaroo, peanut, Albert Einstein, or Uranus.
First spotted in 1879.
This is easy.
Kangaroo, Peanuts,
It's Albert Einstein.
Albert Einstein was first spotted in 1879, the year he was born. Probably by a midwife or something, over a century after Uranus was discovered and even longer after kangaroos and peanuts. I've heard baby Einstein cried a lot because he left behind some important equations on the uterine wall. This one's known as Wine or Lose. If the Washington Redskins rebranded themselves with a non-offensive red-skinned mascot, what could they be called? The Washington Chardonnays, the Washington Malbecs, the Washington Pinot Blancs, or the Washington Rieslings? This is right. Oops, this is white, which is wrong. Now pay attention. Chardonnays, Pinot Blancs, and Rieslings are all white-skinned grapes, but the Malbec grape is red.
Oh. Okay.
Although to a connoisseur
That
like
makes
myself,
sense,
Malbec
kind of.
is very offensive. Oh yes, I do say that was quite a burn.
Wouldn't it be funny to see, like, the Washington baseball team, like, the team, if they
Take
had,
a stab at, I want to lick
grape.
and roll all night. If Kiss singer
I thought you
Gene
said Rick Roll.
Simmons' tongue grew to the average length of an adult giraffe's, how deep into a woman's mouth could he stick it when he kissed her? About 5 inches deep, about 10 inches deep, about 20 inches deep, or about 30 inches deep? An adult giraffe's tongue is on average about 18 to 20 inches long. So that's about how deep into a woman's mouth a giraffe-tongued Gene Simmons could stick it. And if Gene Simmons' neck grew to the length of an adult giraffe's, he may not even need women anymore. Step right up to the Jack Attack. When you see two clues that match, press the X button. 2,000 big ones if you're right, but you lose 2,000 if you're wrong. And don't forget,
Remember the clue.
it's gotta be a match that fits this clue. Your house is made of what? What materials are their houses made from? Good luck.
Okay, let's do this. I don't really have anything else to say over this. That's it. That's it. You know? That's gross. Who would want to test those? That would be a gross and a bad. Oh, I almost hit rock. Gosh. Maybe let's try and throw stone. What? Oh, I know this one. Yeah, it's that. It's that. Oh. This one's gonna be in intestines. I knew it. More house of intestines and stuff. Oh god. Oh, house of cards. Da, 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 da.
That's all she wrote! The truth is, home is wherever you hang your hat. My hat is currently hanging in my old college roommate's guest cottage. Shh, he doesn't know I'm living there.
You don't know Jack. This is the end of the video. See you guys later.
Do you need some strong guys to
Make
help
sure
you move?
to
Are you emotionally
subscribe.
cold or in need of a psychological breakthrough?
I don't know.
Then call three
And
strong
the video
guys.
sun's
Emotional
gonna
movers.
end right now.
Could you be careful with the bookcase? It's an antique.
No problem.